like a Hellcat.
Hello everybody. This what if is about what if Deku had a quirk like overhaul. So basically Deku's quirk is like an upgraded version of overhaul's powers. So overhaul's powers is he could destruct and restruct like any surface. And so Deku has that ability, but it's like, but he could do it like with air and stuff. Sorry, y'all. But he could do it with air, and yeah, he could do it with air and water and ice, grass, all that. He basically could do it on anything. So yeah. And he kinda has telekinesis too. And overhaul is gonna be Dick's dad. That's why he has that reshaping quirk like overhauls. That's why he has that reshaping quirk like overhauls. Overhaul, because overhaul is Deku's father. And Deku have somewhat of telekinesis. Basically, at his full consent, he could take meteors out of orbit and bring it down to Earth with his telekinesis. And his mother could like lift cities with her telekinesis. So she's like the number 2 hero. And let's say in this universe, Overhaul isn't a villain. He's a hero. And basically, his quirk could help him in basically any situation. So he's the number 1 hero. He still has like the same outfit as it does in the anime, but he's like a hero, not a villain. So Deku like looks up to his father and wants to be just like him. All Might is the number 3 hero. So yeah. So Deku, like at the age of, let's say, about 3, Deku and and Bakugo and the rest of their friends, was playing like tag, and so the overhaul and the rest of them were like were watching the kids but also talking to each other. Let's say Deku found out about his power sooner and didn't tell nobody. He wanted like to keep it a secret until his like birthday. But it was like too late. And so like one of the kids ran into the street and a car is coming. It's zooming. And Deku sees this. He runs. He like sits someone to like kneels down to the ground, and then he puts his hand, and then some sharp eye, like the concrete. Once the car get close enough, the concrete shoots up, shoots through the shoots like through the core, and Deku can like reach miles with it like quirk, but he doesn't like know that. He just know he could do it in short range for now, and then he like destructs the spikes, and then he lifts up the car with his telekinesis, and then like destructs the car to make it so the person who robbed the bank can't like get out, and then he puts it down on the ground, and Overhaul and the rest of the parents saw this. Overhaul like saw the car coming, so he was finna like do something. Then he sees Deku like jumps in front of it and uses his quirks. And they all didn't like know that he could use his quirk. And especially that well at a young age. So Deku gets his quirk before Bakugo does. And let's say they found out about their quirks at the same time, and they want to keep it a secret from their parents, and to like tell them on Deku's birthday, since Deku's birthday is closer than Bakugo's birthday. So they was gonna tell them on Deku's birthday, but it's too late now. So Overhaul and Ego talks to Deku about why didn't he like tell them about his quirk. Deku says that he wanted to save it until his like 4th birthday to tell them. And let's say Bakugo goes up to his mother and tells her that he found out about his quirk too and wanted to like surprise her on Deku's birthday. And so they're all like talking to each other. And so basically let's say Overhaul, Deku, and Bakugo goes into the woods for training. For at least, let's say it's about the summer break for from summer break from school, and they have like 6 months, and it's already been a month already. So they have 5 months to train. So they train during that 5 months. And Deku unlocks all of his abilities using his restruct and destruct quirk. And he's able to lift even more stuff. So basically he's on the level to lift like buildings with his telekinesis. And then Deku could like shoot it for miles. So basically his quirk allows him to his destruct and restruct quirk allows him to shoot it for like miles and like infinity miles. But it puts a strain on his body. And it like hurts him a lot for him to do that. So yeah. After this I'm gonna make it so after this I'm gonna have Deku have an infinity quirk. An infinity copy quirk. Yeah. It's basically an upgrade from All for One's quirk. And yeah. So they train Deku and Bakugo like almost masters their quirks. And so it's like the end of summer. Deku and Bakugo have been training their butts off. They're to the point where they already have abs, and they're just like 3-year-olds. So they go home and go to sleep. Next morning they go to school, and next morning like they go to let's say before like school starts. It's Deku's birthday before school starts. So yeah. No, I wouldn't say. Let me take that back. It's not summer break. It's like spring break, and they doesn't like have months. They only have like 1 month until they have to go back to school. Cause let's say something wrong with the water at school, and so they have 1 month off. And Deku and Bakugo train their butts off during that 1 month. Endless training during that 1 month. They go back to school, and then so they are presenting their quirks. It's Bakugo's turn first, and he tells everyone about his quirk. Everyone is praising him, and all this is goes to his head, and like he starts like getting overconfident. Then it's Deku's turn, and Deku tells them about his quirk and stuff like that. So yeah. So they all praise Deku too, but it doesn't like get to his head. He knows he can become a hero, but he doesn't like get over cocky. Deku really doesn't like want to be aiming for the number one hero precise. He could be in the number 1, 2, or 3 hero, and that's good for him. But if he's like anything below like 5, he's like getting mad. He will take his like placement, but he will be mad about it. But he will still be that cheerful Deku at the end of the day. And Deku like doesn't want to be a hero for like the money. He wants to be the hero because saving people is a good thing. And he wants to be just like his father. So yeah. Deku sits down, and let's get a few months later. It's already been long enough. I'm gonna end this at the Sludge villain attack. Deku is the end of middle school. Bakugo says the same speech. Instead of saying himself, he says him and Deku. And everyone knows Deku like get in because of his quirk. Deku like wears these like gloves, special gloves that like his dad like wears. He has somewhat of the same stupid thing, but he has somewhat of the same gloves on, but his gloves like holds back his like quirk, but he can like destroy the gloves. So yeah, Deku like takes a shortcut home. The Sludge villain like notices Deku is crossing the bridge, so he leaps for his chance. And basically, Sludge villain like tries to jump on Deku. Deku like destructs the Sludge villain's like body, and then restructs it. And after doing that, it like hurts the Sludge villain to the point where he doesn't like move. He don't want to move, and every time he move, it will hurt, cause he just got destructed and restructed, and it hurt really bad. So for the next like hour, if he moves, it's gonna hurt badly. So he just lays on the ground, and that's when All Might comes and says, "I am here," and then he says, "Wow, you got the the Sludge villain to be knocked, so I'll be laying on the ground." He said, "What's your quirk?" And Deku tells him about his quirk and what he did to defeat the Sludge villain. So All Might says, "Isn't that like dangerous? Couldn't you have killed him?" Deku says, I done it before." And so Deku says that once I destruct him, I restruct him. If it takes longer than a minute, he will die. So I did it like seconds after I destructed him. So he's gonna be fine after the next hour, because every time he like moves a part of his body, his whole body will hurt. So yeah, I'm gonna go a little farther. All Might like jumps too hard, and and the sludge villain like pops out. And Deku like makes a hole in the concrete, and a hole like, and he like makes the wind push him halfway through the to his house. He pops up halfway through his house through a hole in the ground. Then Deku like walks part of the way, and then Deku like hears an explosion, and then he like goes towards it using like the ground to push him up, and then he like makes it there and stands in front of everyone. Let's say it's Bakugo, like in the anime. Bakugo and Deku are best friends. Deku like sees this and gets angry. Then Deku like makes air reshape. He makes like air like spears and rock spears, and like he just keep making rock and air spears, and then he points it right at the sludge villain. The sludge villain like sees this and says, "If you throw them, I will kill him." And Deku says, "You won't do it because you won't be able to." Sludge villain like, "What do you mean? Look behind you." Sludge villain look behind him and sees 2 arrows, and it shoots straight into his back, kind of distracting him a little bit. And then Deku like sends rock and army men towards him, and they grab Bakugo, takes him back to the crowd, and Deku and the like rockman attacks. Deku like makes his arm into like rock. He destructs his arm and then restructs it into like rock, and he punches the sludge villain and just keep doing it and doing it and doing it, and then he stops, destructs his arm again, and like restructs it into like the sun temperature, and then he start punching him and punching him and punching him and punching him to the point where there's just a blob left. And so they walk home. Bakugo gets Warmfall, and here's my finna it off. My next video is gonna be what if Deku had an infinity copying quirk. So, bye guys.